Hello everyone. Friends, this is Mozart speaking. Well, let's continue with our traditional daily review of Bitcoin pumps. So, we can say that Bitcoin has touched the $90,000 mark. The high on Binance Futures was 982,000, and on the spot, if you look, it might have broken 90. No, a bit less. 89,900. Well, it's not crucial. So, I'm not changing the limit orders for buying back for now. Despite the fact that it isn't pulling back, it's just skyrocketing catastrophically further up. And it's going up quite strongly, really shooting up. For now, I don't want to change the limit orders. There are still the same 2 limit orders for Bitcoin, but I might shift them again. I'll see how this day closes. If we close above 90, I'll most likely shift them again. And I posted the limit orders for the other coins in the Telegram channel yesterday. Again, if anyone isn't subscribed, I recommend subscribing. The link is in the description below this video to my Telegram channel. There are limit orders, stop points, take profit points, and also complete trade management. So, what's happening right now? What's going on? I definitely don't want to enter at the current levels because this rocket could stop at any moment. And the reasons for this stop can vary. The market could simply become saturated. This is what I mentioned in the last 2 videos, that the fuel for growth is becoming less and less with each new wave. I'll show you this separately now, specifically the fuel for growth. That's why I don't want to take risks at the current levels. I'll say it again, I've mentioned this in both the last and the one before that. I'm ready to enter on any pullback, but not at the current levels. For one simple reason, it's just a game of roulette now. Moreover, I'm in the market anyway with my medium-term longs in the general channel. This is the hashtag table, but in the trading channels, the guys know what that means. Accordingly, the goal, probably the most important one right now for Bitcoin, we've broken through this white channel, and we'll see how the week closes. Above this white channel, it's important to pay attention to what happens. If we close above this white channel, it's quite likely we'll see a pullback just to the boundaries of this channel, say to the levels of 87 or 88. However, if we drop and close below the white channel, meaning there's a shadow here, we could pull back deeper to the lows of 85 or even 80. After such a candle, we need to see how the week closes. It's pointless to speculate here, but if we close above this channel, the target becomes global. This is the last global channel we have, which has been in place since 2021. Here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is. I'll highlight it like this. We're already in it, but we haven't touched its upper boundary, so that's roughly $1,920. About that. This is the upper boundary of this resistance. That's it. No more. Beyond that, it's unknown what will happen here. Plus, in the trading channel, I hedged with a short position because, for the same reasons, I don't know when and how this rise will stop. All medium-term long positions are just catapulting. Incredibly. That is, for example, I'll show you one of our trades from the trading channel. It's Dogecoin. We have average entries for Dogecoin at 0.126. It has nearly done 3.5x. Literally in 2 weeks of main growth. That is, with such rockets, I've already locked in almost the entire position. Of course, I'm hedging. I need to do this because medium-term positions are growing very quickly. And, to avoid a deep pullback on profit, I'm hedging this with a short on Bitcoin. But this isn't in the general channel, it's in the trading one. So the guys there know. Next. What else is happening with Total 3 that's interesting and important? You remember I mentioned the $770 billion mark? Well, we've already broken through that with a margin and nearly covered the March high, which was at $788 billion, and March was $789 billion, although we just barely missed the March high. So, if this week closes for Total 3 around these levels, then this is just the beginning. So, I was waiting for us to get here to this mark, the $770 billion mark. So far, we're approaching it very well if we close around these levels. Then even in the event of a correction, somewhere down to this green channel, around 730 to 740, we will still likely go higher, with a great degree of probability. To this maximum, the maximum from March-April 2022, so the $820 to $830 billion mark. This will be the nearest strong resistance, and most likely, everything is heading exactly there. Here, it's practically without options. Well, of course, unless suddenly a third world war breaks out. This is alt, and it's a very positive and encouraging signal. This is important. That's what I wanted to highlight. Just because I stammered about it in the last video, how we would reach the $770 mark. So far, we're approaching it very positively and encouragingly. In fact, we've already arrived. But let's see how the week ends. Next, regarding blockchains. So, trading activity specifically on the futures at CME, inflows. Spot Bitcoin ETFs are breaking all records, no doubt about it on exchanges. Trading activity in Bitcoin has practically risen back to the highs of March. So as of yesterday, it was $74 billion, nearly $75. The March highs were at $87 billion. Then there was a divergence in volumes and a reversal. There are no divergences. We are just waiting for a pause and the first correction. On any of these corrections, I'm ready to jump in. On any of these corrections. That's why I'm moving my limit orders. Next, regarding profit, overall, nothing has changed. We'll need to see how today closes, then the outlook will be updated. The same goes for the monthly profit. It accumulates over time. And now, the most important thing, this is the relative profit in the system. That is, the net profit divided by the net loss has exceeded nearly all historical marks. As of yesterday, it stood at 2,000. 2,000 times more profit. The dominance of profit over losses. Even at the March highs, there wasn't such dominance. The maximum was 1782, I'll say more. If I look back at the entire history since 2011, then profit was higher only once in history, across all exchanges. This is the very beginning. 2011. Well, it's clear that there was different volatility, different markets, different Bitcoin figures. Since that moment, even in 2021, we haven't touched that mark. Just how serious this pump is. How serious. But why, again, do I not want to get involved currently? Yesterday and last night during the pump, the liquidation still amounted to a solid $81 million in net cash. Let's say, taking leverage into account, it will be the same $800, maybe even more, for $1 billion. I don't know what the average leverage in the system is, but we still have divergence. There it is, and we haven't covered the penultimate one. It was $88 to $89 billion. Yesterday, it was $83 at the peak. Tonight, this divergence persists, and it doesn't give me much peace of mind. And I would like to see some sort of correction for re-entry. Another reason why I don't want to enter at the current levels. I'm specifically talking about Bitcoin right now. If we look at Ethereum, for example, on the liquidation map of Ethereum, let's take a look. The same thing, triple divergence. I'd also like to see a correction, and I've also thrown in some limit orders for Ethereum in the general channel, so if anyone's interested, take a look. I mean the Telegram channel. Inflows into Bitcoin, however, continue to break records. $40 billion has come in over the last 30 days. Cumulative inflow, it's going up without divergence. So, in total, if we take the whole picture, again, everything remains and returns to its usual state globally. This is a long. My targets for the cycle are currently in the range of 90 to 110. Roughly speaking, we've touched the lower boundary. It's almost time to head towards success. The targets for the cycle are around the year 2025, in this range of 90 to 110. For now, let's see what happens next. And this is happening without divergences. But, locally, especially in terms of the daily view, on the hourly charts, it's definitely overheated. Of course, it's overheated. Here, any minor discrepancy, any slight metastable state that the bulls can't hold will lead to the very first liquidations with leverage of 100 to 125. The very first ones. They will happen very quickly, and the market will cover them. In principle, spotting a dip of $1,000 to $3,000 won't be a problem. It could even be more. This will simply be a minimal correction. That's why I'm waiting for now. I don't want to enter at the current levels. It's very risky. Well, I think that's obvious. You don't jump in on such a rocket at the current levels. Plus, it's not in line with my trading rules. I rarely enter at current levels, although it does happen. But now I'm waiting for a retest of some level. And where could the cascade of the first liquidations begin? Keeper. We haven't closed the 90s. Not yet. The first cascade is probably somewhere, I think, right here. If we come here, it goes back to 88. From here, you can quickly roll down to 87. And 86.5. Right here. But the first cascade of liquidation, I don't need to look at the liquidation maps, it's all clear here. There are some gatherings of these loaves, all the stops are here. There are a few stops here. But the main ones are right here. And I'm looking at this for a minute chart. It's not even an hourly chart, it's a 1 minute chart, so it's quite risky. Well, in the rest, if you look a bit more globally, not in terms of short-term trades, everything is going according to plan. I don't plan to significantly adjust my midterm alt portfolio. For these reasons, because we are approaching the mark of $770 billion too well, and we have room to go higher, so I don't plan to. And, as I mentioned yesterday, I might indeed add new trading ideas to the general channel, perhaps something like Cardano, which has grown significantly lately. That's all I wanted to say as of the morning of the 12th of November. So, thank you all for your attention. This was Mozart. I'll keep you updated. Have a great day and goodbye everyone.